Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video we're going to take a look at Cardano. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get into it. So we're going to start at coin market cap. Cardano up 5.56% at $1.10. It's great to see the green in the market. I do have to admit, it was only yesterday I called this one out as being undervalued, and obviously seeing a 5.5% uplift the following day is always a positive. So if we have a look at kind of some of the metrics for Cardano, because I think this is really important, and you know, I've been saying on the channel that we should be focused on the adoption of cryptocurrency, right? And one of the things I've been sort of looking at is the total value locked on Cardano, and we have seen this just steadily increasing as some of these projects go on the mainnet, which is really positive to see. Obviously we've got, you know, the stakes going down a little bit. You know, maybe there's some individuals that are looking to keep it on the sidelines, or have been sort of liquidating their position going into some of the metaverse projects. I kind of feel that that's something that's likely to be happening for sure. But, you know, we're seeing the volume, the adjusted volume. I mean, that's actually outperformed Bitcoin, you know, which is really interesting to see. And I think this is going to be a trend that tends to continue. We've also seen the average blockchain load over the last 24 hours significantly drop, which is fantastic to see. So that's now at 78.61%. And we've got transactions as well. So payment transactions and then payments and then transactions, so you can see them there. So, you know, pretty good to see. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how this sort of evolves over time. So just looking at the total value locked, it's now at 126.58 million USD, a change up over 20%, which is fantastic. Obviously Sunday Swap, you know, has the majority share of the dominance at 97.68%, you know, and you can see a few projects starting to pop up now. I don't know what's going on with ADAX. The daily change is minus 94%, so it looks like the total value locked has dropped significantly. So I don't know what's caused that, whether that's an error perhaps in the data, or whether something seriously bad has happened there. I'm not entirely sure. So interested to find out. Do drop a comment below if you know why ADAX has dropped 94%, you know, in one day. That's a huge total value lock drop, which I haven't seen before. So maybe it's just an error in the data. Do let me know in the comments below. And obviously we're waiting for these two projects, you know, to update on here. So, you know, it's interesting to see this and keep monitoring this. Obviously, you know, I've been sort of talking about it as we've sort of, you know, gone up here. And I mean, you know, we've probably seen about a 40% increase in total value lock since I've been talking about it on the channel here. But, you know, what I really wanted to talk about was the update that Input Output have put out around Hydra, because, you know, it's one of the scaling solutions that Cardano are working on, and I think it's interesting. So it's a bit like the Lightning Network, in my opinion anyway. It's how I would describe it. You know, on Bitcoin, where, you know, it makes the transactions super cheap and super quick. But let's sort of get into it here. So Hydra in a nutshell. So let's first introduce Hydra heads, which involve not only a robust network layer between peers and an integrated Cardano ledger, but also several on-chain scripts, which are smart contracts for those of you that don't know, that drive the life cycle of the Hydra head. A Hydra head is a provably secure isomorphic state channel. Simply put, it is an off-chain mini ledger between restricted set of principles, which work similarly, although significantly quicker, to the on-chain main ledger. The first thing to understand is the channel is a communication path between two or more peers. To be part of the head means to be one of those peers. Channels from isolated networks that can evolve in parallel to the main network, On those alternative networks, participants follow a different, simpler consensus algorithm. Everyone needs to agree to all the transaction flows through. A consensus of this is that as a participant, I cannot lose money. I haven't explicitly agreed to lose. Why? Because any valid transaction requires my approval, basically. So when forming a head, participants may commit funds to it. This means moving funds on-chain to a scripted address that locks under specific rules. The script guarantees safe execution of the protocol on-chain, and in particular that participants cannot cheat one another at any time. However, any participant may decide to quit the head by closing it. In this case, all participants walk away with the latest state they had agreed to off-chain on their parallel network. Think of heads as private poker tables where participants bring their own chips to play the game. Participants can play for as long as they want. If someone doesn't want to play, then the game doesn't progress. Yet participants are still free to walk away with their chips. If they do so, the game ends with the current wealth distribution. And there's like a bit of a diagram here. Now, I'm not going to sort of get into too much more detail on here. There's quite a lengthy sort of description, but what I will do is I will drop it in our Discord. Link is in the description of the video. It'd be fantastic to see you in our Discord, and you can read through this at your leisure. So just to wash up, I think this is a fantastic solution, very much like the Lightning Network in the way that it kind of operates, although under the bonnet might be slightly different to Lightning Network, for example. But I think this is something that is much needed, and I'm really excited to see Cardano progress. And if you kind of look at the transactional volume and the fact that it's kind of been doing more than Bitcoin, when you kind of look at the data that I looked at earlier, imagine once it's more scalable and you've got more and more projects sort of launching on the ecosystem. Now, don't forget, Nick and myself are launching our NFT project on Cardano, and the minting date is going to be the 28th of February. Do jump in our Discord for more information. Follow us on Twitter. We're dropping all sorts of different pieces of information if you're interested in NFTs. Now, it is going to be a physical clothing line as well as a clothing line for the metaverse, where you're able to wear the clothing item on your avatar in the metaverse. So that's just one aspect. We've got the VIP metaverse club that we're going to be having as well, where we hold events and all that sort of wonderful stuff. There is just too much to say about it in one video, so do sort of take a look at our Discord and follow us on Twitter. Now, let's move on to Evaio. Now, I did sort of pull this up, and it's currently C1, very poor, but it has moved up a rating since yesterday. The 7-day change is -8%. So again, I'm expecting this to improve as time goes on. Your fear and greed index is D, so it's very, very fearful. Sharp ratio is B2, so that's not so bad. Same as your AMI-HAD ratio. Your firm profitability is C1, and that was A1 for a long time, so we've seen that sort of pull back, but I do expect it to do a reversal, and your moving average is a rating of D. So overall, it's starting to improve on the artificial intelligence and machine learning at Evaio. I expect this to be something over the next few weeks, for Cardano to be one of those strong contenders when it comes to different blockchains. I really do rate this project. So not financial advice, but I would definitely do some research of your own and see if this is one that resonates with you. Lots of hate around it, but that's mainly because it's so slow to get off the ground. But that's peer reviewed projects that are built from the ground up. I think that what they're doing is acceptable, and ultimately once it is scalable, I think there's going to be lots and lots of projects that adopt Cardano as their ecosystem to develop and grow on. So let me know what your thoughts and opinions are in the you know, the comments below. Really interested to know. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.